Origami Girl, the first fold. She had always been quiet, the kind of child who spoke in gestures more than words. While others shouted across playgrounds, she bent over scraps of paper, folding them into impossible shapes. Cranes with wings too sharp for their size, foxes with sly eyes, flowers that seemed ready to bloom. Paper was her language, the crease her alphabet. When her mother grew ill, folding became prayer. Each bird was a wish, each star a plea. Her tiny room became a galaxy of white, hanging from threads that swayed when the window opened. But wishes are fragile things. Her mother passed, and the galaxy collapsed around her. One stormy night, she sat at her desk with trembling hands, folding furiously to keep the grief from spilling over. She pressed harder than ever before, the paper resisting, bending strangely under her touch. The crane she made glowed faintly, edges sharp as glass, and when she set it free, it moved. Its wings cut the air with a sound like knives, circling her before perching on her shoulder. She did not scream. She simply whispered, "Finally." From then on, the world revealed its hidden seams. She could see folds in everything, the way a shadow bent across an alley, the way wind folded around a rooftop, the invisible creases in the sky. With practice, she learned to pinch those seams and pull them into shape. She could fold the air itself, creating creatures, shields, blades, all delicate, all deadly. Her first act wasn't a battle, it was protection. A boy from her street was cornered by men in masks, their knives glinting in the rain. She folded her fear into a single sheet she'd been carrying. In seconds, a white tiger sprang from her hands, roaring silent thunder, scattering the men into the night. When the tiger dissolved back into paper scraps, the boy just stared at her, wide-eyed. She only said, "Go home, stay safe." The world began to whisper about her, a masked girl with paper wings, a spirit of glass and shadow. She became legend before she even chose a name. But in the solitude of her room, surrounded by her folded galaxy, she named herself with a quiet smile. Origami Girl. Fragile as paper, sharp as truth, unfolding into power. Origami Girl, the first tier. The city had always carried shadows, but lately they grew heavier. Word spread of a man called Ironclad, a hulking figure in steel armor who moved like a wrecking ball. He didn't just fight, he demolished. Where Origami Girl folded the world into shapes of grace, Ironclad smashed it flat. Walls, doors, lives. It was all the same under his fists. One evening, the streets trembled with his footsteps. A protest had gathered, fragile souls with handmade signs, their voices soft but determined. Ironclad was sent to silence them. His laughter clanged against brick as he tore through barricades, scattering the crowd like leaves. From the rooftops, she watched. Her heart pounded. This was not a petty thief with a knife. This was a storm in armor. But then she saw a child stumble, pinned beneath a toppled cart, Ironclad's shadow falling closer. And that was enough. She leapt. Paper exploded from her hands in a flurry. Cranes darted like arrows. Foxes nipped at iron ankles. A serpent coiled and snapped around his arm. For a moment, the great machine faltered. The fragile had been given teeth, but Ironclad only laughed, crushing her serpent to scraps. "Paper breaks," he roared, swinging a fist that split the pavement. Her knees shook, but she did not run. She folded faster, her fingers blurring. A shield unfolded, layers upon layers. Thinner than a whisper, but strong as her will. When Ironclad struck, the sound was thunder, but the shield held. The crowd gasped. Then she unfolded the shield back into the air, transforming it into 1,000 tiny birds. They swarmed him, not with force, but with precision, slipping into the cracks of his armor, folding themselves tighter and tighter until the machine could no longer move. Ironclad collapsed, snarling, trapped in a cocoon of origami, and with the last fold, she sealed him silent. She turned to the frightened faces in the crowd. "You are not weak," she told them. "You are folded, creased, bent, but never broken." Fragile does not mean powerless. That night, the city began to believe. The girl of paper and angles was no longer just a whisper. She was a guardian for the fragile, the one who would fold strength from their softness. Origami Girl had made her first stand.